Well, I am super behind at work, but it's 61 degrees out of Fahrenheit. I mean, for anybody worrying that I'm literally boiling alive. No, I'm still even wearing a jacket. But I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go to the nature preserve at the local community college, and I'll take you with me. I didn't pick my timing terribly well. It's just after 3 o'clock, so kids are getting out of school and walking home. So this is the community college that we live just, oh gosh, it's probably less than a mile away from where we live. And it's one of those kind of hidden gems. It's a community college. They have 2-year programs, but they also partner with universities all over. They have an incredible nursing program. And then what we're going to go to today is they have this forestry program. I don't know if it's an actual forestry program or if it's just what exactly program it's tied to, but they have this nature preserve that is, it's just amazing. It's a bunch of acres. If you look up North Central Michigan College and like Google Maps and do an over sky view of it, you can kind of look. There's creeks and like a river going through and bridges and wetlands that they've built some. I mean, this is a spoiler alert, I guess, because that's where we're going as soon as I can get there. But it's part of an amazing college, and so I don't know if this is a fun fact or just a weird fact, but when I had my car accident, this is the college that I was working at running tech support for the dial-up internet service. This was the first place in the area that provided any sort of internet service. And here, I'll flip it around. This is the library, and inside the library is where all the like the fractional T1 line and the big bank of analog modems and the Unix server. The Unix server being the reason I got the position, because I knew a little bit about Unix. But yeah, this is where I was working when I had my car accident. Well, there's a few cars parked over there, and I don't know if the cars parked here are here for the nature preserve, which is actually over in the corner, or if they're here for the building over there. I'm gonna hope it's for the building. Yep, kinda muddy. That's all right. I got my old man shoes on. Where are they? There they are. It's a cool little pond right at the beginning here. But like just a little observation deck. Oh, you know what? There's dogs. I'm gonna go out on the observation deck. We'll look at the water. I'll let the people pass. So yeah, still frozen. I wouldn't trust walking on it, but oh, it looks like they are going on the trail, so they're not walking by. Puppies! 0.7 miles to number 2. That's a long way to poop. 0.5 miles to number 4. I don't know what that means. They went that way, so we'll go the other way. Because it looks like this is marker 1. Marker number 2 is where my OCD wants me to go anyway, and that looks like it's to the left, so we'll go left. Yeah. Expect a bunch of mud like this. Ugh. All right, I'll pick back up when I find something cool. Kind of entering the dark woods, And I did not bring my actual glasses. And when it's dark, well, I'll be honest, I can't really see nearly as good as you're seeing in all this 4K glory. I think my eyeballs are like 360p. Sure is pretty, and honestly not as muddy as I expected. It's soggy, but I expected giant lakes of standing water. So I'll take it. Kind of wish the camera was running. I just did well, since the camera wasn't running, I can say whatever I want. Did this amazing slide down a very muddy hill and then didn't fall on my tuchus. But kind of walking like an old man now, because while there's not giant puddles of water, there are lots of very slippery mud patches, and they're always on a hill. So doing that like tiny old man step matches my shoes and my body. It looks like we found number 2. Insert poop joke here. Ooh, that was almost on camera. At least the other side of it. All right. So this has been here for literally as long as I've been coming. Nice little raised boardwalk to go through this section. I think this is a particularly swampy section, and it's all cedars. Cedars tend to grow in the swamp, and of course that is pretty swampy. But a lot of times classrooms will come out here for science class, and they'll go through, and sometimes they'll be allowed to run experiments and check up on the results, because it's a pretty natural area. I don't think you're supposed to really veer off the trail much unless you're doing some study. They try to keep the natural area natural. And they maintain the path well enough that you kind of want to, but it's still like naturey enough that you still feel like you're really getting out in the woods. Just no brambles and sticks in your eyes. The cool part about this nature path is there's so many different like environments in such a small area. It's like Epcot Center for the Michigan woods. Because like that was clearly a swamp. I mean, we're still in the swamp, but you know, now we're going upland or uphill a little bit here. And there's little clearings like this and a little bench to sit in. But this is actually a pretty neat thing. I'll show you. So this little stand I'm on right now, it's just like a deck that's built in with railings, and I appreciate it because I don't know if you can really see, but down there is a natural spring. And if you look close, I'm not going to get down there. I don't think we're supposed to get down there really close. I don't know. It's pretty shiny. I wonder if putting it through my polarized lens helps at all. Oh, I don't even know if you can tell there's water in there now. But if you look, it's all the way zoomed in. Right on the bottom, there's sand, and the water is kind of shooting up through the sand. It looks like tiny little volcanoes down there, which is just so cool. It's one of my favorite spots here. There's other favorite spots, but this little spring is just cool. And then it just continues on and kind of makes the swamp the swampiness that it is. And that pretty much is what feeds the swamp, from what I can tell, is just this spring. It turns into a little creek and just kind of flows down into the swamp. So yeah, that's the spring. I think there's lots of spring-fed stuff back here, but that's just the one that you can actually see. That's the first cool stop. We got some more water features. That's my favorite, really. And this does go right along the Bear River, which goes through Petoskey proper. We'll keep going. Oh, looks like I missed some. I wonder if you saw them and I didn't, because this is marker number 6. I don't remember seeing 3, 4, or 5, but we probably just passed them. I was looking at nature stuff, blurry nature stuff. You may remember I don't have my glasses. Oh, looks like we had some trees down. So a few years back, there was a terrible, terrible storm. And actually, I think that's still what this is. A whole bunch of trees were uprooted. Tornado went through. I don't know if it actually touched down here, but the storm was strong regardless. And it knocked tons of trees down. And this whole path was almost impassable. You kind of had to climb over, giant piles of trees just to get through the trail. But they cut it up and left it here, and I think this is now part of the whole leaving it here and let it decompose, and whatever critters like to live in logs can live in logs. Part of the reason I'm coming out here is, since it's been a couple of years, I want to see what the trail is like, because my wife will be, well, she's getting a cast tomorrow out of the ACE wrap after surgery. And then she has cast, and then she'll have a boot, and then she'll have stuff. But I want to see how the trail is so we can actually come out here and walk like we used to. I didn't want to go out here without an idea of what to expect, though. If all those logs were over the trail, I didn't want her to, okay, Donna, in your cast, let's let's try to climb over logs. That's a different kind of physical therapy than is useful. I don't think her scooter would do well here, but once she gets her walking boot on, I think maybe we could do this. Once she gets her walking boot, we might be a little further into spring. This might dry up some. Of course, it's Michigan, so it's hard to say. It's my Casey Neistat shot that I just ruined by saying that's what it was. I don't even know if it's focused on me. I can't see that far. So just up here, I don't know if you can really see it well, but there's a clearing. And it used to bother me, this clearing, because it was like, oh, the nature area, and it's being intruded on. But older I get, the more I try to look at the bright side of things and see this is a clearing for the power lines. I forget what it's called, but they have the right of way, so they clear this out so that trees don't get tangled in here. I used to hate this, but now I just look at it as a way that we can see how nature handles unnatural clearings, right? I figure this is probably something that the creatures in the area have kind of woven into their lives, just as we weave the woods into ours, and we don't destroy it. But maybe it's a big right of way. That's the word I couldn't think of. Right of way. Maybe that's the word I said. I don't know. So yeah, now we're just like, one more thing they could run tests on. Like, hey, do creatures use the path? Do they cross the path? Do they avoid crossing the path? And that's something that could be studied here. It's kind of a longer walk than I remembered. I'm still going to post the video, because why not? It's my Anything Goes channel. And while my work schedule doesn't really have time for this, I'm behind. I think this is what people mean by self-care. If this is going to make me a healthier, happier person, not just the rest of today, but like for the rest of the week, I think it's a pretty good investment in time. Oh yeah, here we are, the river. It's quiet here. So yeah, as far as I know, I could be wrong. I should look on the map when I get home. I think this is part of the Bear River. Pretty slow here. It actually gets really, really quick when it gets towards the bay, and it gets towards Lake Michigan. And we made it to 10, whatever 10 means. So down here, this isn't the main river. This is just a little creek. I mean, this could be part of those springs that fed the swamp where we came from, kind of gathering forces. And I do kind of like the homemade bridges. I think students would do all this. But yeah, this is probably that same crick or creek, whatever you call it, that we saw the very beginnings of. Kind of turbulent today. I don't know what that's about. Here, I'll let you look through my polarized lenses again so you can see right through to the bottom. Real sandy here in northern Michigan. Another little bridge right up here. Oh, and some people. I won't talk, I'll just let you look. I don't know what's over that way to the right. I'm gonna go the shorter way though, because I'll be honest, water, it's pretty. So next time we'll try the other way, see where that goes. Another one of these rustic but effective paths. And then the creek is really starting to widen out here. Oh, here's a nice little waterfall going on. Even ground types here always fascinate me because I don't know how well you can see, but this is like serious clay. Normally it's all sand up in northern Michigan, but for some reason this is a big vein of clay, and this whole section is clay, which is probably why the water is so deep. It can't really soak in because of the clay, so it's just kind of fascinating. At least I think it's fascinating. And the little creek that we saw at the very beginning of that spring winds around down here and goes through all that swamp area and that spring, and there's probably multiple springs as well, join up and then dump into the Bear River. I never actually considered that the spring that started on the other side kind of gathers other water as it goes. That creek goes all the way through the nature area and finds its way all the way to the Bear River. I mean, it makes sense. It has to go somewhere to get into Lake Michigan. More swampy area. And this is the kind of thing where, see, this is normally what the ground is like when it's so sandy and the water can soak in. You end up with just swampy land that I think sort of trickles into the river. But we saw that clay and the creek back there. Again, it can't really soak in through the clay, so it just kind of stays on the surface and flows and make kind of a sizable creek. So I have no idea if that's the truth behind it, but that's what I'm going to tell myself, because it's a more fun story. It's funny, my watch, I can't say really. Anyway, it's in the 60s right now. My watch just popped up winter storm warning because we're expecting 4 to 5 inches of snow overnight. Just bonkers town, but that's how it is this time of year. There, that was a much better Casey Neistat shot, wasn't it? I was impressed with Casey's video work because he has to set his camera up and then backtrack and then go back again, pass it and then go back and get it so many times to get the shots. But it's a cool effect. I'm not trying to be Casey Neistat by any means. I'm too lazy. Yeah, we're approaching town. I can hear cars. As we definitely have not met another path. Oh, there's a lot of people's slipped feet prints here, so I'm gonna do my old man walk. Baby steps. Oh, and there's dog poop all over too. That's not cool. That's not mud. Holy crap. Oh boy. Yep, that wasn't mud, that was just a sheet of ice. I think I pulled a muscle in my hip. I said it before, I'll say it again. Getting old is not for the wimpy. It looks like 13, which again, I have no idea what that's marking, how far apart they are, and I certainly did not see them all. It's possible you saw some I missed, but the OCD in me really wants to know where they all are. I kind of want to find them in order. Oh, well, look at this. That other trail, the one we didn't take, the one that was like 1/10 of a mile longer, this is where it meets up. Right here. Maybe next time I'll take that path. Because I bet this sign, yeah. Anyway, now we're coming out of the, so we're coming out right now, if you've been with me the whole time, this is where those 2 dogs at the very beginning, I mean they had people too, but the 2 dogs, they came the way that we just came from. So we're all the way back at the beginning. So over there is the path where we started. Up here is, oh, there's that overlook for the pond, but I see there's a cool little map of the nature area. It looks like the yellow is what we just did, maybe. Anyway, thanks for checking out the natural area. That's the official name of it that I couldn't remember at the beginning. I'm gonna head back home. I don't want to end on walking through town. It seems like a bit of a letdown after the nature trail, so I think I'm going to take this camera with me more often. It's been fun. And then when I talk to myself, people think it's normal because I'm talking to a camera. All right, everyone. Remember to learn everything, do what you love, and most importantly, be kind. See you in the next video.